Behind the mask.
Yo, what up? What's happening, man? It's your boy Takeo Spikes, and we back with another episode of the BTM podcast. But before we get into what's gonna happen for this show, make sure you subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend, because that's how we grow. All right. So let's jump right into it. Another week is done in the NFL season, college football season. But we're going to take it right here to the NFL. And I just want to simply talk to you about, like, from a fan's perspective. Like, the NFL is wide open. What do I mean by that? It's a lot of parity in the league. I'm a big fan of the game. That's the reason why I do what I do. I sit in front of you and I chop it up. But after this week, I had the opportunity to go to the Atlanta Falcons game, sit in the suite with Mr. Blank, of course, and watch the game. Now, look, I'm going back 2 weeks ago. I was totally disappointed into what happened when they played against the Carolina Panthers. And sometimes I have to really kind of take a step back and really look at this and remind myself, like, after they went and laid that egg up there in Carolina, I was like, shit, man, why you getting so involved? You didn't even play for the Falcons. But I just feel vested anyway, though. And I'm sure you do too. And that's the reason why I got to talk about it with you. All right, so I laid the egg in Carolina, went to the game, and I was like, okay, these boys better be right. Because I came into the stadium feeling like somebody's ass about to get whooped today. Either I was going to do it or they going to do it. That's how I felt. And lo and behold, them dirty birds came through. And when I talk about parity in the NFL, because you look at the NFC South and you think Tampa is about to run away with it, they're about to do it, but Philly took care of them, right? Philly went ahead and slapped them over across their head, which made it better for the Falcons to go ahead and to get that win. All right, so walk in the stadium, I'm already on one, just being honest. I'm not going to bust a grape, but my talk game is good, though. So I'm coming in expecting for them, like, all right, we got to get it done. Once again, I got to remind myself, bro, you ain't even play with them. But that's okay, though. I'm vested, Georgia native. I'm tight with them like that. But I got to tell you this, I was very impressed with the way that boy Michael Penix did his thing. Over 300 yards passing, couple of touchdowns. He was in command of the offense the entire day. And I think that's what people, I'm here just to remind you and me, like, when you look at what they are and who they are as a team, the identity, they don't have their identity, but they're close to finding it. And what we saw this past week from them, how he orchestrated the offense down the field, utilizing Bijan Robinson out of the backfield, implementing in the run game when they had to close out the game. Defense stepped up, gave up, way too many points than what they probably should have, but they played well enough to win. And I think that's the big thing. Even going back to last week, defensively, those guys played well. And even though the Commanders did not have everybody, I'm talking about Jaden Daniels, yeah, we know. McLaurin, we know. But at the end of the day, you do what you're supposed to do. So it made my Sunday, and it made me feel all right, because when we talk about the parity, you look at Philly, they ended up beating Tampa in Tampa, big road win for them. Even though A.J. Brown may kind of see it a different way, but we're not going to go there yet. But the parity in the league is beautiful. You got teams across different conferences, different divisions, being able to kind of go in and steal some big wins like that. So to me, it evens out the playing field, and it allows for other teams to get in on some of the action when it comes time for division play late in the season, when these wins really count. And also, even just Some of the other teams, we talk about parity. Ooh, what about the Colts? Who would have thought Daniel Jones going up there? They only got one loss. Man, he looking good. You know, I think about, it's really not a team that didn't do anything from the prior year, but they are my dark horse team, and they're going to be bad now. Make sure you pay attention to the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, I know they laid an egg this past week, came all the way across, played against the Giants, against Jackson Dart, got his first win. But bottom line is, they're going to be there in the end when it's all over with, said and done. Believe that, trust me. To wrap my day up, you come back to the crib and you look at like, all right, what's the Sunday night game? We looking at the Cowboys. We looking at the Packers. And immediately, I'm like, oh, shit. This boy Micah Parsons coming back. He coming back to Dallas. And he about to put it down. And I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like to be that guy and you come back to your home stadium. Takes me back to 2005. Playing with the Buffalo Bills, I came back to Cincinnati. Got a pick, took it back 50 plus yards for a touchdown. And I remember getting the ball in the end and I hit the wall with it, spiked it. And it was the biggest you of all time. Like, that's what it feels like. And I know Micah Parsons felt the same way. Now, did the game work out the way that it was supposed to for him? He got a sack at the end of the game. Probably was the game, well, the sack that kept them from losing because the game ended in overtime. But I feel Micah Parsons. I know what it feels like to be that guy. You come into your old stadium and you just want to show everybody. Clearly, everybody knows they never should have let you go, but you want your play on the field to really speak that. But I will say this, I give Dallas, I like to crap on Dallas. I'm just being honest. They did a hell of a job of being able to contain Micah Parsons, whether or not if it was running bootleg away from him, always putting two guys on him, or putting two guys on him when they in the run game. So a lot of that, a lot of people didn't see. But from Coach Schottenheimer, I thought they did an excellent job on the offensive side. Dak stepped up, played well. I was impressed. But I still believe in the end, in the NFC, I have Green Bay in that NFC championship game. They got that type of firepower. They got the defense, even though they did not play like it this past week. But I got them down. Book it. Believe that. Put it in your books. And before we shut the door on Dallas, I was entertained. I felt like I got my money's 10 times worth watching them play on Sunday Night Football. But after the game, the post-game interviews, we see Jordan Love, we see Dak, and both of them had this aura around them. And it was like, pleased but not satisfied. And so immediately I'm thinking, hold up, both of y'all threw for like over 300 yards, a few touchdowns. Why are you talking like this? The game ended in a tie. I get it. So you really can't walk away and say, I got you, dog. I got you. You can't do it. And more than anything, these are the games that have a tendency to come back around in the month of December when you need that extra push, whether or not if it is to get home field advantage, whether or not if it's to squeeze into the playoffs. You need these games. And oh, by the way, it's two NFC teams that are playing against each other. So this game really counts for two. So I get it. I felt it. So I would say salute to the players who led their team, which I appreciate that. And so we probably got to look at, okay, maybe next year in the offseason, the rules committee for the NFL, maybe we don't let this game go into an overtime and then just end in an overtime. Man, let these cats walk away and feel like, man, we put it on the line this week. That's what we do every week. but allow me to reward myself by getting this dub. So we'll see how that goes next offseason. So I believe in Green Bay like that. I'm not picking them to win it all. No, sir. Not at all. Not yet. But I do foresee them playing this team that goes by the name of the Eagles in a championship game, right? And it takes me back to this past week, looking at what happened. Everybody was talking about AJ after the game. They went down and got a big win in Tampa, huge win. And he put out this cryptic tweet. And that tweet said, if you're not welcome, listen to, quietly withdraw. Don't make a scene, shrug your shoulders and be on your way. I see a lot with this, and I got to keep it real with you, right? So, a lot of people, I heard they come to me and say, why he tripping? Why he saying something? Well, technically, he just put down a Bible verse. Is anything wrong with that? Nah, not really. But we know the true reason why, like, he tripping. Like, let me put this into perspective for you. So if you're AJ Brown, like, I get it. And this is not for everybody to get. And it may not even be for public consumption, but I'm here to feed it to you today. You got a possible future Hall of Famer wide receiver. And I get it. Look, he got one ring already. They win a lot of games year in and year out. But the fact of the matter is, he wants to feel like he's contributing. But how can you feel like you're contributing when you're only averaging 38 yards receiving a game? What, 4 catches a game, 3 catches a game? But yet and still, they still undefeated. So when I look at this, I'm not going to call him selfish. My younger version of myself would have said, oh, maybe he's selfish. But let me give you some insight. Let me take you behind the mask. I played with some great ones, and they felt the same way. I'm going to take you back to Carl Pickens. Even if they have 5 catches for 150 yards or 10 catches for 200 yards, they still feel like we could do more to help the team win. And this is not just a particular guy. This is how all wide receivers think. They are crazy. They're crazy. But I played with some great ones. And they all have the same personality trait in mind. They want to be able to get the ball, give them as many opportunities as they possibly can to wreck the game. Like, I remember being with T.O., and T.O. was like, I'm okay with 15 targets a game, even if they're trying to double team me. Right? But he knew it was a sign of respect. And he also knew when you come to me, when I catch it, because they can't cover me every time, I'm going to dominate. Another receiver that comes to mind, he's one of my all-time favorites, really don't get his due credit that I think he deserves. Let's go to Eric Moulds. Eric Moulds was a beast. I've seen Eric Moulds kill the Miami Dolphins by himself in the passing game, by himself. And they all think the same way. Another receiver I played with, Vincent Jackson. Vincent, nobody could hold Vincent one-on-one. Played with him in San Diego. He was the receiver, Phillip. I remember him coming back to the sideline, him and Phillip fussing a lot of the times because he was like, I'm wide open, even though the safety was on top. But that's my dog. That's how they think. That's how they're wired. I would just say, let's pump the brakes from criticizing this young man. Now, if he was just an average ass player, then I would say, you know what? Let's throw him on the grill and cue him up. But he ain't that dude. He is that dude, right? And when you that dude, you can demand to get the ball because you know you can break the game wide open, and that's the reason why he's compensated fairly for that too as well. And it's bigger than money before you even start trying to say, well, he getting paid. Nah, it ain't about that. At the end of the day, you want to go out there and tear somebody's ass up, pause, and you want to leave your mark on the game. And that's exactly what he's gonna do.
Behind the mask.